The sun beat down over the desolate village of Kerper, where beekeeping had been a sacred legacy for generations. But now only one remained who carried the craft forward, a young woman named Alina, known for her fierce strength and amber eyes that shimmered like honey under sunlight, yet burdened by grief from losing her parents in a mysterious accident in the old forest. She lived alone in a wooden cottage beside the bee farm that had once flourished, now dying as the bees disappeared one by one, leaving silence where buzzing once filled life. Every night, Alina heard strange whispers near the hives, like humming voices calling her name, luring her to the deep jungle where the forbidden crimson meadow lay, a place her mother had warned her never to enter, for it was said that the honey from the crimson blossoms carried a curse and tasted like blood. Alina refused to believe stories, yet her bees were vanishing, and desperation pushed her toward danger. So one evening, lantern in hand and determination in her chest, she entered the forest, tracing the mystical hum growing louder, the scent of wild blooms intoxicating, until she stood before a hidden valley glowing under moonlight, filled with red flowers dripping dew like crimson syrup. And thousands of bees danced through the air, thriving, healthy, vibrant. In the heart of the meadow stood a massive black hive, shaped unnaturally like a heart, pulsing as if alive. Alina approached cautiously, her breath trembling, and the bees parted, welcoming her, letting her place her hand upon the hive. The moment her skin touched it, the hive opened slightly, revealing a thick, dark honey bubbling like fresh blood, and a voice echoed inside her mind. "Take it, daughter of the keeper, taste, and rise again." Fear wrestled curiosity, but hunger for hope won. She dipped her finger and tasted it, expecting sweetness, but it burned like fire, flooding visions into her skull. Her parents running through this very jungle, chased by monstrous horned figures with wings like bees, her mother screaming for her to stay away, her father turning to fight before both fell beneath stingers drenched in red poison. Alina collapsed as the truth consumed her. Her family had been protectors of this cursed honey, not harvesters, sworn to keep the blood hive sealed, not to feed from it. She woke at home, confused how she got there, but everything felt different. Her senses sharper, hearing the heartbeat of every bee, smelling every human emotion like scent trails, and her body stronger, wounds healing instantly. The power exhilarated her, but terrified her when she noticed tiny hexagonal patterns emerging under her skin. Next morning, her bees returned, aggressive and larger, their honey darkening to a deeper red. The villagers came demanding answers, fearful the curse had returned, led by a man named Zariab who had once loved Alina, but now stood suspicious. The crowd threatened to burn her farm if the strange honey spread chaos again. That night the blood hive voice returned, whispering seductively, "Protect the hive, protect the blood, become the queen they fear." Alina resisted, yet the instinct to defend her bees grew uncontrollable. Days passed, and villagers who tasted the new honey either became violently ill or horrifyingly addicted, craving more like wild animals, their eyes turning black. Zariab accused Alina of witchcraft and rallied a mob to destroy the hives. When the flames rose at her farm, Alina screamed, and the bees swarmed in a tornado of stingers, striking down attackers with lethal venom. Zariab grabbed Alina by the arms, begging her to stop, reminding her of the gentle girl she once was. But she felt her bones shifting, wings tearing from her spine, mandibles edging through her teeth as the hive demanded its queen. She fled into the wilderness, horrified at what she was becoming. Yet the Crimson Meadows call yanked her back until she stood once again before the pulsing hive. The voice now clearer, "Accept the crown or perish." Alina cried, remembering her mother's warnings, and saw her parents go submerge, pleading silently for her to make the right choice. But before she could decide, Zariab arrived with torches and weapons, determined to finish it. The bees erupted defensively, but Alina commanded them to stop, discovering she could control them entirely. Zariab charged to destroy the heart-shaped hive, knowing that ending the source would break the curse, and Alina, driven by primal instinct, tackled him to the ground, pinning him under clawed hands, her voice buzzing like thousands speaking at once. Zariab pleaded for release, his love for her still flickering through terror, making Alina hesitate. And in that moment, she realized she didn't want to be a monster or queen of death. She wanted freedom. With all remaining strength, she turned her wrath on the hive itself, ripping it apart while bees wailed in agony, honey exploding like a shower of red rain, and the ground shook as the meadow's curse bled away. Her wings dissolved, the hexagonal marks faded, and the bees shrank back to natural form. Alina collapsed into Zeriab's arms as dawn rose, the nightmare finally ending. Yet a final drop of blood honey clung to her lips, seeping inside as she slept. In the weeks that followed, her farm flourished again with golden honey. Villagers returned to peace, and Alina felt almost normal, though sometimes a faint buzzing echoed in her mind. Late one night, as she stared into the mirror, she smiled without wanting to, and tiny amber wings shimmered briefly behind her reflection. Somewhere deep underground, beneath the ashes of the crimson meadow, a new hive began to pulse again, whispering softly, "Queen soon." The curse wasn't defeated. It was waiting,